A new mystery that WWE has been teasing is going viral, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's new with Nikki Bella, Bianca Belair, and more. Starting things off, the new mystery that has taken over the company's social media platforms and has everyone talking. Over the weekend, new short teaser clips started being posted of several individuals walking in a room. It was these really up-close camera angles of the person's lower legs and their shoes. That's really the only thing that you can see in these clips. These cryptic posts made everyone lose their minds with speculation about who was in the posts and what was being teased. Some fans thought it was a major return being teased, and as they continued to post more of these teasers, it also became clear that this wasn't just one man in these teasers. There were multiple outfits seen on the people walking in the clips. So fans began wondering if this was a faction that was being teased there, wondering if these multiple men were all coming to Raw or SmackDown as a group. Just lots of buzz there was created with these clips, and you gotta figure that's what they were going for. They wanted fans to really dive into it and get the conversation rolling, and that's what happened. There were some pretty good fan guesses out there as well. Some fans wondered if Gunther was one of the men in the clips. That's a pretty good guess. Gunther has been out of action since the night of SummerSlam back in August, and he's allegedly John Cena's final opponent, so he does have to return here real soon in the coming weeks. But one of the men in the teasers was pretty obvious, and fans picked up on who it was, just based off the lower leg angle, and that was the shot of the jeans with the boots. That's a signature look of Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar was one of the big fan discoveries made from these teasers. Everyone was certain that the boots and jeans teaser belongs to Brock Lesnar. So then fans tried figuring out what this is about from there, and why Brock Lesnar is in one of the teasers. Well, despite fans having high expectations for a return, a new faction, and plenty of other things, rumor now has it that these clips aren't really in regards to anything that major. Reports claim that these clips that were posted by the company appears to be their early rollout for the advertisements and promotion material for WrestleMania 42. It's being reported that some of the men featured in those cryptic lower leg teasers include Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Brock Lesnar, 3 stars that will all be competing at WrestleMania 42. And since those are 3 of the company's biggest names, that's why they're a part of this promotional rollout for WrestleMania 42. John Cena even posted a screenshot of the teasers onto his Instagram page as well, which did continue to build hype. So it might have not been what fans were expecting, but it looks like the full version of this WrestleMania 42 commercial may not be that far away at all. With Jade Cargill fresh off her heel turn, and many fans expecting her to absolutely dethrone Tiffany Stratton at Saturday night's main event, fans feel like the stage is being set for SmackDown's women's division to get a big refurbishment. Tiffany had a great long reign, but it feels like even since WrestleMania 41 season concluded, there wasn't much ideas for Tiffany Stratton to really work with. So she spent pretty much the entire second half of the year feuding with Cargill and Jax on loop. And that did get a bit exhausting from a viewer perspective. But with Jade Cargill about to take the title, that could really shift things around in SmackDown. Jax was dethroned by Tiffany Stratton in the opening days of 2025. So when you really think about it, there hasn't been a heel women's champion on SmackDown since late 2024. Almost a full year with Tiffany Stratton as the babyface champion. So now having a heel champion with Jade Cargill, that'll introduce a dynamic that we haven't really seen in over a year. A heel women's champion that the babyfaces on the roster can come after. Like we mentioned in the last Jade Cargill update, this is the character change that she's been begging and asking for. So there's a lot of high expectations in place for Jade's heel run, and even higher expectations if she just so happens to win the women's title here in the coming days as well. She'll be sitting on top of the SmackDown women's roster with that gold, and something else that has been a constant topic of discussion over the last few months is the story between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill and Naomi wrapped up their story with each other, but the story more specifically between Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair was left pretty much open-ended. Jade and Bianca didn't flat out hate each other following the events of the backstage attack, but they certainly didn't appear to fully trust each other either. So their status with each other was sort of left in this intense stalemate. And when we were discussing Jade versus Bianca over the last few months, there were a lot of questions like who would be the heel and who would be the babyface if that matchup did go down in the near future. And while it looks like the stage for that showdown is slowly being built right in front of us right now, with Jade Cargill turning heel and snatching that title from Tiffany Stratton, that appears to be pretty solid confirmation that Jade Cargill would be the heel for that dream matchup with Bianca Belair, while Bianca Belair would be returning as the babyface to confront Jade Cargill. And you can absolutely see how this storyline and feud could write itself. Bianca could return to instantly question Jade Cargill about her recent actions. Bianca and Jade were both really upset with Naomi, of course, for how Naomi handled the situation there between all of them, with an unnecessary attack and turning heel. Well, now Jade Cargill pretty much just pulled a move from Naomi's playbook. She hit Tiffany Stratton with an unnecessary attack and turned heel. Jade Cargill basically became what she was crucifying Naomi for all year long. And that could be the type of things that Bianca Belair throws in Jade Cargill's face in a future confrontation. How Jade Cargill has now started acting like Naomi and doing things the cheap and easy way. And now that Jade is a heel, now that she's champion, she would be able to go off and tell Bianca all the things that has been in her head since the backstage attack took place. Jade Cargill could mention how Bianca didn't really care about her, how she moved on with Naomi very fast, and how she seemed more happy after Jade got hurt. Jade Cargill has hinted in the past about just how hurt she was from Bianca's happy behavior following the backstage attack. But Jade has never really gone into any real detail about those emotions and feelings towards Bianca Belair. So when Bianca is bringing up how Jade has turned into Naomi, Jade can fight back and bring up Bianca's questionable behavior following the attack that Jade suffered. It gives both women great points in their argument. Bianca is right. Jade Cargill has absolutely gone mad and off the rails in order to capture the women's title. But at the same time, Jade Cargill is right. Bianca was acting a bit strange and didn't show much care for Jade Cargill when the attack happened. So they're both right. They both have great strong points, and that sets the stage for a big dream matchup right there. Heel champion Jade Cargill going up against babyface challenger Bianca Belair. That matchup seems more realistic than ever at the moment, and that very well could be the stage they're setting up right there. But Jade Cargill becoming champion doesn't really fix the issue that the SmackDown women's division is just completely weak overall. If Jade becomes champion, maybe Tiffany gets a rematch. But by that point, fans are really going to be burnt out on this feud. That'll be their 5th match together in span of a few months, if that happens. But other than a Tiffany rematch and a big feud with Bianca Belair, it is kind of difficult to think of a big first feud for Jade Cargill to have on SmackDown, but we'll see what they end up going with. Nikki Bella has just made her return to Raw, and it looks like it's happening with a potentially interesting storyline. Ever since Nikki returned on a part-time basis this past summer, it appeared that one of her main goals was to prove that she can still hang with the younger generation and win championship gold. Her first match was the Battle Royal at Evolution, which did include a world title opportunity on the line, but Nikki was not successful in that matchup. Nikki then attempted to go after the Intercontinental title, but was unsuccessful in that attempt as well. And now with her latest return, we see her being all buddy-buddy with Stephanie, who just so happens to be the Women's World Heavyweight Champion. Nikki has been very supportive of Stephanie over the last few months, even posting pictures of Stephanie onto her Instagram page. But knowing that Nikki has been on this quest for gold, and knowing Nikki's past of literally betraying her own twin sister, can Stephanie fully trust Nikki Bella? Are all these smiles and hugs genuine from Nikki Bella to Stephanie, or does Nikki quietly have a scheme brewing against Stephanie? Stephanie has deep admiration for Nikki Bella. We heard Stephanie give Nikki a lot of praise in recent memory. So if Stephanie lets her guard down around Nikki, would that open up the door for Nikki Bella to turn heel on Stephanie and once again try coming after that World Heavyweight title? Nikki has said that she wants to turn heel during this run, and it is worth pointing out that she could get that opportunity here with this new Stephanie story angle. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.